The following programme is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for. The judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the boxing world is ready. The fight starts now!
How do you like it? On the shot.
So aggressive, so focused.
It all comes down to this. With a corner knockdown. Still the undisputed champion of the world.
Fight night, only on DAZN.
We are back in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for a classic case of youth versus experience. Moses Itauma is only 20 years of age, but so far perfect. So much so that many in the game are calling him the future of the heavyweight division. The acid test, however, is tonight as he takes on former world title challenger, the Body Snatcher Dillian Whyte, who knows his career is on the line.
This is a big step up for him, and we're going to see what he's all about.
I'm called the brightest prospect, or whatever I'm called. It is just noise.
It's Moses Itauma's time.
It's just step by step, fight by fight.
Moses Itauma makes it look so easy.
If you're gonna ask me like what's my plan in this division, is to knock Dillian Whyte out, I guess.
Itauma wins in devastating fashion.
Going in with somebody like Dillian, who's got a wealth of experience and at the top level and so forth, would be a really big test for him.
Oh, there's a left hook for the left hook net. Oh, he's shaking it. That's that good. Joshua's wobbling. Chisora is straight to canvas.
Today gonna say that you're the best, tomorrow might say you're the worst.
You know, I ain't got nothing to prove to no one. All the pressure is on him.
As always, it's been a fantastic week here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We've had the starters, the interviews, the media workouts. It's now time for the main course. Today is fight night. It's been a fantastic Esports World Cup fight week, but we're here for one reason and one reason only, and that's to see Dillian Whyte and Moses Itauma get it on in this magnificent arena, the A&B Arena here in the Kingdom, which has hosted so many magnificent fights. I think we're going to have a magnificent fight tonight as well. Welcome inside the studio. Look at this. I mean, this is one studio, isn't it? This is something special. Adi Oladipo alongside three former world champions, Andy Lee, Barry Jones, Darren Barker. It's already starting to fill up here as well in anticipation of something quite special. And Andy, I guess you can always know when a fight week has started to grip people is when the narratives start to change. When this fight was first announced, it was Moses' to win. Now all of a sudden, people are really giving Dillian Whyte a good chance.
Exactly, the opinions start to change the closer it gets. And that's due to the experience of Dillian Whyte and the fights and the history he has in this game. We don't know what Moses is made of yet. There is a lot of potential there, and what he's done so far has been phenomenal. But he's never done it against this level of opposition in terms of Dillian Whyte. So we'll have those answers tonight.
I said it in my open little montage there, the classic case of youth versus experience, and we're talking real youth. 20 years, a baby in heavyweight division terms, and 37, you know, there's still some life there, but it's a veteran. You're at the veteran stage.
Yeah, talk about experience. This man has it all, doesn't he? The weighting game, of course, for the world title shot, and also being in with some of the biggest names in the heavyweight division in recent times, so he knows how to operate. And Moses has looked fantastic. I think he has a really intelligent brain to go with his ability, but he hasn't been dragged into deep waters. He hasn't had the chin check. You know, he hasn't had all those checks that you need to take, the boxers take, to move on to world dominations if we're all touting him for. So this is the test and the start of, if he gets through this, many tests before he gets to a world title shot, in my opinion.
Darren, one thing I've been looking at is for a chink in the armour from Moses, if he can handle all of this. And what I mean is being the headline act. You know, interview requests when that doesn't normally happen. Normally, he turns up on a Friday, fights on a Saturday and goes home. This is different. He's now the headline act. He's been cool, calm and collected this week.
He has, and I like that. You know, he's passed all the tests so far, as you say, and this week I think that has been a box that he's ticked. But this is special for him. This is a moment I think he'll be relishing. But on the flip side, I think Dillian Whyte really needs to give this his all. I want to see him leave that ring with zero regrets. Give it absolutely everything. But this man here really has the world at his feet. He really does.
Dillian Whyte, though, looks super aggressive, doesn't he? I mean, he's been, you know, for want of a better word, moody all week, right? The back's against the wall. He's not like what people have had to say. And I think that's really given him that extra edge in training. I mean, he's cut no corners to get down to 244 pounds.
I think he's been clever this week. He's downplayed his chances and almost seemed a little bit pissed off that people are writing him off so soon. You can see the shape he's in. You can see that means he's taking it very, very serious. That means he's sacrificed a lot in training, not just trained hard, but also been very strict with his diet and his nutrition. And it means he's in great shape coming in tonight to perform.
Why has it taken this for Dillian Whyte to get in such good shape? I mean, I think people have been asking that for a while. Ebenezer Tete 260, before that Christian Hamer, I think around the high 250s. Why has it taken this? Why couldn't we have seen this years ago?
One, he's British. Who wants to lose to a local rival, if you will? That's one big thing, let's be honest. And also, there's so much hype around Moses Itauma that he wants to prove people wrong. I mean, he's been in this situation before, you know, in other scenarios where people have written him off, and he's proved people wrong, of course. You know, after the Perfectio knockout, he went back and made it right. You know, he's been there before. And he'll think, you know, he's 37, and he's had a long, hard career. So the common sense would say, you can't keep going to the well continuously. And the way he fights with his heart on his sleeve, that's impossible. But Darren, can he get there this one last time?
It's going to be a tough call. I mean, it is interesting. I've said this as well about the weight and with regards to it. It's all right showing us that he's in great shape. It's about telling himself, I'm willing to go that extra yard for this camp to get the win. And it's also worth noting, Moses Itauma's dropped almost 10 pounds since Balogun victory. So are we looking at something into that? Andy, I don't know if that's anything that you're interested in.
I think they're just trying to train their best and showing up at their best ways. And I do believe each heavyweight has an ideal weight, and around 245 would be ideal for Moses. But in losing weight, I don't think it really makes you faster or quicker. People say, oh, I'm going to lose the weight so I can move better. But to me, it means you can be moved easier by the bigger man, and which is Dillian tonight.
It's going to be intriguing, isn't it? Okay, you two have got to make a little hop, skip and a jog to commentary. It's been an incredible fight week, as always. Let's remind you of how it's been from Monday to Friday.
Growing up, I just knew I wanted to be a boxer.
He could be the heir apparent.
I wanted to have that lifestyle.
Oh, another right hand!
I like the respect.
And there's no way the fight should continue. What's next for this emerging superstar?
I love it. I actually enjoy fighting.
This is a big step up for him.
Oh, he's nailed it. Shot. And it's a trademark left hook.
Well, everybody knows who Dillian is. He's fought at the highest level.
I think there's like a barrier you've got to surpass.
He's won some, he's lost some. He's been very close in a couple of fights against the world's best.
I'm ready to enter the next level.
You know what's funny? I get a lot of stick for stepping up to the plate.
Now look where we are.
People should be glad about that. If I have the same mindset as everyone, boxing will be dead.
He's taking it because he believes he can win the fight.
Cesaro, no. Lawrence Okoli, no. All of these guys, AJ, no. None of these guys want to fight him.
I think I might be boxing the best Dillian Whyte there is.
I think his back's against the wall, and I think he's a very dangerous man.
So I just got to kind of stop him from coming back into the division.
This looks like the best physical, at least, Dillian Whyte I've seen in years.
There you go, so I must get credit when I beat him, man.
The only man who was willing to take up the gauntlet was the warrior, Dillian Whyte.
I know the game, man. I don't take it personally. They're already talking about him fighting Usyk. The fight ain't happening.
I'm getting slated so much because my chin hasn't been tested. Is that not a good thing?
Moses loses, he can always come back. If Dillian loses, it's over.
3 years ago, I was just sitting there and hoping to get a chance to go back to the table and to take part in the big events.
You know what I come to do. All this show come to fight, nothing changed, you know.
I'm not delusional. I know what threat Dillian Whyte poses, so I'm not overlooking him. I'm taking this man serious.
Saturday night's important. Saturday night is the moment, his moment in time, and we're going to see what he's all about.
Listen, I will run straight to him and start brawling. I don't give a damn.
I'd like to say a big shukran to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I'm going to put a performance for you lot. Itauma's in town. Let's go.
How can you not love a good heavyweight fight, especially when it has so many intriguing elements to it? I want to pick you on something that Buddy McGirt said there, that if he loses, it's done. Is Buddy really mean that, do you think, or is he trying to light a fire up Dillian's backside?
I think there's a bit of psychology involved.
Yeah.
But it also puts a lot of pressure on Dillian Whyte, doesn't it? It can go both ways, that comment. You know, it might get him motivated and fired up, or he could say, wow, there's so much pressure, and it might affect his performance. I don't know.
Could go either way.
Yeah,
that type of talk,
I think as he knows his man, that's the coach's job.
He
Psychology.
knows exactly what will give him the kick he needs.
As much as the coaching and the technical side, there's a psychology side. And you've seen that this week with Dillian. He's played the underdog a little bit, but you can see there's a little fire in him. There's a fire in him.
When I think of the best Dillian, I think of 2018 to 2021, that run, Chisora, Your Charge, Parker, Oscar Rivas, Lucas Brown. Can he get back to that? Is it possible at 37 to at least show some of that?
You know what? I think he has to be better than that.
Oh, wow.
I think he has to be better than those great nights to beat this kid, Moses Itauma. Moses Itauma.
That left hook is incredible, though. Because he throws it with full force, doesn't he?
He turns everything into his shots. He's got great hit movement and thrust and technique with that left hook. Look at that, the way he just always comes back. You think he's down, you think he's finished, and all of a sudden he snaps back with a left hook.
I forgot that one as well. Povetkin, the rematch in Gibraltar. So he kind of reversed the wrong of that. Remember the fight camp, knockdown.
And also, let's not forget, Povetkin has been caught for phone-enhancing drugs since that result. So he fought a man.
So it makes it look even better, doesn't it? All right, let's talk Moses Itauma. You know him very well because Joseph Parker has sparred him and has been sparring him. He's incredible for 20. When I'm interviewing him, I feel like I'm interviewing a grown man and not a 20-year-old.
He's very stoic.
Yeah.
Very relaxed and comfortable in his skin, I think. He's a legend on the sparring circuit.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because I always hear that over the years, like people that can't transfer sparring into the ring.
No, but he certainly can. He's had two big nights with Dempsey McKean and Balogun, and he's lived up on and turned up on both occasions. But in these sparring sessions, okay, Joe Joyce, Mamba Coley, famously Lawrence Coley, and also with Joseph Parker. When Joe fought Zhang, we brought Moses out to Saudi. He was good enough to come out and help Joe prepare. And let me tell you, it was pay-per-view sparring. You would have paid to watch this sparring.
Why did you call me, Andy? Why did you call me?
There is some video. We'll get that out soon.
I'll be out soon if them two ever get it on. All right, remember, you can get involved at home as well. Get involved on Fan Zone. Let us know your predictions, not just the main event, for the undercard fighters as well. That's a very good way for you to see what people are thinking. All right, talking of the undercard, let me show you what we've got coming up tonight. Mr. Cameraman, come with me. Loads of good stuff. We haven't really spoken about this. We will, trust me. WBA featherweight title action. Nick Ball versus Sam Goodman, unbeaten versus unbeaten. The only world title action we have on the card, but that is a special fighter. That's a special fighter as well. Ayotu Tsutsumi takes on Kez Ashfaq. Big ask for Kez Ashfaq, but Olympian, and maybe they're pushing Ayotu Tsutsumi too quick. We'll soon find out. Then it's the battle of the new trainers, and what I mean, Philip Hergwich now with Abel Sanchez, David Adelaide now with Adam Booth. Big step up this one for Adelaide, but he said to me during the week, no risk, no reward. Big risk, even bigger rewards. And super featherweight action, great one. This Raymond Ford. Remember, it was supposed to be Andy Kakache instead of Abraham Nova, who had a WBC featherweight title shot against Oshaki Foster. Lost it on a split decision. So both of these guys think they're ready for another world title crack. That's a good fight in the super featherweight division. All right, it is time to get the action underway. Up first is Muhammad Alakel, unbeaten under new trainer Abel Sanchez. Let's throw it downstairs for tell of the tape to Adam Smith.
Thanks, Addy. Fabulous night in store. Should ignite this sport to even higher levels. What a couple of years it's been here in Saudi Arabia, and another important one for this young prospect, Muhammad Alakel, 4-0 so far, the 21-year-old. Bright guy, and real future hopes pinned on him in Riyadh, in with U-Man Santosh Singh. It's a great card. Let's get it underway. Thomas Treiber
Live worldwide on DAZN. Let's first welcome to the ring from India, Yumnam Santosh Singh.
Night descending over Riyadh. Thank you for joining us on the home of boxing, DAZN. And what a moment this for the Indian Yumnam Santosh Singh. It's his 10th ring walk. He's never fought on a stage anything like this, and it's bucket list stuff, Darren.
Oh, of course it is, and we've seen him all week, and he's taken it all in his stride. He's had a big smile on his face. He's got an opportunity here really to ignite his career, to get a win, 3 fights to go. Never been stopped, Adam, so we'll be looking to take Alakel rounds at least. But yeah, as you say, a great opportunity for this man.
And he's loving it, isn't it? Living every moment, cherishing this forever. 4 weeks on after Alexander Usyk lit up Wembley with that ruthless destruction of Daniel Dubois. Tonight is about the heavyweights who are aiming for the pinnacle, but there are plenty in the lighter divisions. As good fights first, and here is Singh in the ring, waiting to take on Alakel.
And now let's welcome to the ring from Saudi Arabia, the undefeated, mighty Muhammad Alakel.
There's the smile, and he'll get a lovely reception. The most talented of the handful of Saudi's own professionals. The gyms here have been packed, the youngsters inspired by what they've witnessed over the last 2 years with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh putting on these huge events. He's bright, he's well-spoken, and he carries the hopes of this nation with him. He's got maturity and charm. It'll stand him in good stead. He's looked good in the early glimpses. He can certainly fight. Big Mo with big ambitions and big plans for him too. There he is with Abel Sanchez. He's been with Joe Gallagher. Now Abel Sanchez. Serious trainers and a serious talent for Saudi Arabia.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to World Championship Boxing from the A&B Arena in Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We would first like to thank the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the custodian of the 2 holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. And Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority GIA and the Saudi Boxing Federation, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. This great event is being brought to you by Esports World Cup and the General Entertainment Authority GIA, with Frank Warren for Queensberry, Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing, Spencer Brown for Gold Star Promotions, The Ring Magazine, and Sella. Along with their great sponsors, STC, Kadia, SNB, Arena Fitness Innovation, and the Mike Tyson Boxing Club. A big thanks to those great sponsors. We get things started with 6 rounds scheduled in the lightweight division. The 3 judges assigned will be Nawaf El Mohammed of Saudi Arabia, Mike Hale of Wales, and Gary Kitanowski of England. Our referee in charge, third man in the ring, will be Andrei Shevelov of Belarus. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he comes to the ring wearing black trunks and weighed in officially at 132.6 pounds. Coming to us from Manipur, India, he brings a professional record of 3 wins, 6 defeats, with 1 win coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Yumnam Santosh Singh. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing red with white and weighed in officially at 132 pounds. Hailing from right here, Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, he is undefeated with 4 victories. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Mighty Mohammed Alakel.
Okay, gentlemen, we have been our drills in the dressing room. I don't want to see any rabbit punches. Protect yourself at all times. Touch those back to corners. Good luck.
5th professional outing for young Mo Alakel from right here in the city of Riyadh. He's undefeated and very much learning, the 21-year-old, but always on these mega shows, so there's no place to hide. Under the spotlight and shining so far in his fledgling career, in with Yumnam Santosh Singh tonight, and already straight down to work, the red and white with those white boots of Alakel, and he's been good so far, Barry.
He's been fantastic, and I think he's improved in every fight. I think what Joe Gallagher's been doing with him has been fantastic. Now Abel Sanchez, I think he's going to get a bit more power in the shots, and as we see here, just stand a little bit faster, Darren.
Yeah, it's all coming together, isn't it? Bit by bit, fight by fight, defensively sound, and now really sitting down in his shots. He actually hurt Singh with a left to the body as soon as his fight started. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing the progress under Sanchez. But yeah, certainly one to watch, Adam.
Lovely jab and the right hand. He looks big in there, doesn't he, at lightweight. Singh in his 10th outing. He's won 3, but never out of India. He's tough enough on the circuit there, but will he be able to deal with the quality of Alakel?
Well, what Alakel does so well in his last few fights and here tonight is he's just punching through the target. He's not loading up, he's not trying to throw massive bombs, and he's not rushing his work. So he's taking his time, he's waiting for the target to hit, but making sure he delivers and turns into every punch.
There's a patience about him, a maturity when you talk to him as well. He's intelligent, had a time in Scotland, in Manchester. We've got to know him over the years, and he's a bit like Moses Itauma, who's 20. They seem like much older.
But just like the thought that goes into his work. He doesn't rush anything. He's always thinking. You see the little glide out of range whenever his opponent goes to plant his feet. You can see they're just pouring out the jab, looking for the lead of Singh, so he can fire back with a counter. But yeah, the intelligence in his boxing, very good for such a young man. That left to the body, eye-catching shot.
Yeah, that's creeping through, isn't it? Left to body and to head, and really just in his shell here, Singh, trying to survive the first round.
And these are good opponents for him, because you know, it's not a guy who's going to beat him, obviously, but it's where he can practice what he's been doing in the gym.
Down he goes, and Singh has to take a count. This is mighty good from Mighty Mo so far. He says it's around the back of the head, but he might be counted out. Here it is, all done and dusted in the desert, and there is the celebration to match 5-0. First win by stoppage, and Mohammed Alakel shines again.
Well, he looked very good, didn't he? Look, we see a round of him there, but he was explosive, he was intelligent, the defense was good, the footwork was on point, and the one thing you look at on the record with Singh is in his 6 defeats, he'd never been stopped. There was only, well, sorry, he'd never actually had a stoppage himself, Alakel. I was about to say that's his 2nd stoppage. His 1st stoppage there against someone who's never been stopped. That's a good win for him, Barry.
Do you know what he was tonight? Neat with his work. He was punching inside the body frame, which means you've got to turn into every shot, which gives you more accuracy and more power. He never rushed his work. Okay, nothing was coming back. But these are learning fights in your career that you need to develop on. And I thought he was really good. I think he's been good in his whole career. And again, he's improved on his past performance, and that's what it's all about in his early stages when you're such a young man.
Yeah, look at this. Really turns into the shot. Look, Singh's complaining. I can see him there. It was around the back of the head. It was kind of on the side, wasn't it? It's a legal blow. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's a temple shot, isn't it?
Temple shot, exactly that. You can see it scrambles the legs of Singh. A second one actually lands, identical position of the first shot. And yeah, showing power, fought in his work, as we've mentioned, speed. There's a lot to like, Adam.
There's a great deal to like. And Santosh Singh hurt and halted for the first time in his career. And how about that? The razzmatazz as well to go with a really eye-catching performance, and he's doing it on these big stages, the Bivol Beterbiev nights, and now the Whyte Itauma one. Mo Alakel. Meanwhile, this is what it's all about. Dillian Whyte is 37. Moses Itauma is 20. Esports World Cup Fight Week tonight. The main event and the big question marks over whether Itauma is ready and whether Whyte can stay in the higher echelons of the heavyweight division. It's a fascinating one. Mohamed Alkahal really kicks us off well here. Thomas Treiber to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 2 minutes, 26 seconds of round number 1. Our referee in charge, Andrei Shevelov, reaches the count of 10. Therefore, your winner by way of knockout and still undefeated, mighty Mohamed Alakel.
That's 5-0. What a way to get his first stoppage victory in 10 months as a pro, learning at the beginning with Joe Gallagher in Manchester, now in Big Bear in the Summit headquarters of famed trainer Abel Sanchez, and physically he looks great, doesn't he? The power really coming. So he's impressed, and now Moses Itauma later on has a chance to also impress on the big stage. It's the opportunity he's been calling for and waiting for.
It's that breakthrough clause that I need. Like I've mentioned in the past, like Anthony Joshua had this breakthrough clause with Charles Martin. Tyson Fury had his breakthrough clause with Deontay Wilder. So I'm here to make it with Dillian Whyte.
Yeah, he's a big name.
Of course. But obviously, I ain't coming in here having the expectation that he's gonna come here and lay down. No, that's not it. But I believe that I'm going to win this fight.
You know, you guys say he's the best. He's doing this thing. He's knocking guys out. So I don't get these guys to build their career of fighting the best. Never been scared to fight fighting one, and then all of a sudden, because something's a challenge or it's a bit tricky, then they say, oh, I don't want to fight him. I don't want to do this. So you have to try. You have to test yourself, bro. That's it. You know, I've never been scared to take risks. If I didn't take risks, I'd have been dead already. So, you know, nothing changes, man.
Moses, where do you think Dillian is in his career right now? He looks, you see the shape of him, it's a different shape to the one that fought Ebenezer Tete. Where do you think he is?
That's why I feel like I'm fighting the best Dillian Whyte, because there's no pressure on him. Everyone,
lots of pressure on me, bro.
There's pressure.
It was a must-win fight, bro. There's lots of pressure.
No, but if I go in there and I knock you out, everybody's gonna say, yeah, Moses Itauma was going to do it. So the same way everybody's writing off Dillian Whyte, they're putting a lot of pressure on me to perform against him. So where's the win-win situation for me?
There's lots of wins in it for you, bro.
Of course.
You're the man, you know, so.
The outcome of the fight depends on the game plan. And I'm going into this fight I'm sticking towards the game plan. And if I stick to the game plan, it can't be a long night. Like I said, I'm not going out there expecting that I'm going to do it, but if I stuck to the game plan, if I do it, if I execute it, then I don't think there's going to be any heavyweight that can compete with me.
Very, very confident young man is Moses Itauma. Let's not forget, ranked #1 by the WBO. The dream was to become the youngest heavyweight world champion. The dream now is to be amongst these guys as one of the youngest heavyweight world champions. Obviously, top of the table, Mike Tyson, 20 years, 4 months back in 1986. The great Floyd Patterson, 21 years, 10 months in 1956. Cassius Clay, you might know him better as Muhammad Ali beat Sonny Liston back in 1964, aged just 22 years and 1 month. Herbie Hyde, often forgotten, the man from Norwich, 22 years and 6 months back in 1995. And maybe the best of all time, Joe Louis, just 23 years and 1 month back in 1937. Remember, Moses Itauma is only 20 years and 7 months. So yes, time, Andy, to get on this board, doesn't he?
Time is on his side.
Yeah.
And although it would be great to join that historical, legendary Hall of Fame list that we just seen, I don't believe there's a rush with him.
Yeah. He might want to rush himself, it seems. I think he wants to be on that. I think if you asked him, and I guess it's his handlers that need to hold him back, he'll like, remember he wanted to beat Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Yeah. You would hold him back a little bit.
No, I think with the generation of heavyweights that we have now and we're used to, they're aging. Yeah. And there's not many coming up behind. There's 1 or 2, we could name them. But Moses is definitely the leading that charge. And he is the future of the heavyweight division, regardless. Because once he gives enough time, the rest, this generation, Usyk, Chisora, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Joseph Parker, they're going to be retired soon. They're going to have to retire soon. They can't carry on forever. And who's coming behind? Moses Itauma, Terry Moana, matchroom Australian heavyweight. I see him as a great challenge for Moses going on the line. Richard Torres from America, Jared Anderson, maybe if he can come back, great talented fighter. There are not many left. There's not many coming through. And
so the biggest takeaway is take your time with him.
There's nothing to rush for. Yeah. But he's in a rush. He's fighting Dillian Whyte tonight, and if he wins this fight tonight, he puts himself right in the mix with the title contenders.
All right, 2 fighters that are definitely in a rush is our next fight, super featherweight action. Raymond Ford and Abraham No, but both want a world title, correct? They have to win here tonight. Let's go to the down tape with Adam Smith.
They do, Addy, absolutely. Interesting, really, they're listening to Andy and the future of the heavyweight division. This in the super featherweight brigade, 9 stone 4, former world champion down at feather, Raymond Ford. Very, very talented American. And in with a surprise package. He was going to fight Anthony Kakache tonight. Kakache had to pull out with an injury. In comes Abraham Supernova. He's a good fighter, Nova, and he's got this chance a little bit unexpectedly. He's 31. He needs to take it, but it's a fascinating fight on paper. Really looking forward to this one, Thomas.
Let's continue. And first, welcome to the ring, fighting out of the Dominican Republic, Abraham Supernova.
Well, we love a ring walk. Boxing's all about entertainment. And Abraham says he has the big mascot to take the attention off of him. It's great to see.
It really is. I'm just surprised who you gave that suit to, because I know that's you that's been under there all week.
I thought it was Barry Jones.
I could have done one of those when I was fighting to help me. Sort of round 7, round 8. Listen, this kid's he's a good talent. No, he really is. Nice loose style, but he gets defensive very, very quick. He likes to walk you down. You got fast reflexes, so when you punch, if you don't bring your hands back, he can fire off that.
Damascus not bad either. Bit of shadowboxing. He began at 12, Abraham Nova. He's been a fighter all his life. He's from a family of 12 who moved to New York from Puerto Rico. They lived in a 2-bedroom flat. The emergence from hard situations on this sport, but the lightness of some humour as well in the ring walk. 167 wins as an amateur, and he's got 24 victories as a pro. Serious talent. Look forward to seeing him.
And now let's welcome to the ring from the United States, Raymond Savage Ford.
Without question, one of the most talented box fighters worldwide today. The slick southpaw, Raymond Ford, former world champion at 9 stone. He lost out in that close cracker with Nick Bull here 14 months ago. But a couple of wins up in the 130 brigade, and he's a hot favourite here on the fan zone. He's chasing the big fights and the titles, also from a tough upbringing from Camden in New Jersey. But at 26, he could be around the top, Barry, for a while. He's really good.
Yeah, I think he's potentially a super talent. I really do. He's got fast stance, fast feet. He's a thoughtful fighter. He's starting to become more aggressive now, and I think at this weight, we'll see more power in his punches. This is a hard test for him, but I think stylistically, with the footwork that he has, I think he should come home, never comfortable, but quite wide.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 10 rounds in the super featherweight division. Brought to you by Esports World Cup and the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, with Frank Ward for Queensberry, Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing, Spencer Brown for Gold Star Promotions, The Ring Magazine, and Sella, along with their great sponsors, STC, Kadia, SNB, Arena Fitness Innovation, and the Mike Tyson Boxing Club. It is sanctioned by the Middle East Professional Boxing Commission, President Jose Mohan, supervisors Joel Campuzano and Mary Jean Kubukaman. Our judges assigned will be Enrico Licini of Italy, Michel Maxiuta of Belgium, and Marco Moscadelli of Italy. Our referee in charge will be Mikael Hook of Sweden. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he comes to the ring wearing black with gold and white and weighted officially at 129.1 pounds. A native of Carolina, Puerto Rico, he is now making his home in Santo Domingo in La República Dominicana and brings a professional record consisting of 24 wins, 3 defeats, 1 draw, with 17 of his 24 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former world title challenger, Abraham Supernova! And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing orange and black and weighted officially at 130.3 pounds. Hailing from Camden, New Jersey, USA, he brings a professional record consisting of 17 wins, just 1 defeat, 1 draw, with 8 of his 17 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, ranked number 9 by Ring Magazine, here is the former WBA featherweight champion of the world, Raymond Savage Ford.
The room, the rules meeting in the room. Protect yourself all the time. When I say stop and break, no punches. Stop and break, no punches. Touch out and good luck.
Intriguing, important matchup at 9 stone for Raymond Ford. Was due to meet Anthony Kakacha, who's on such a great run at the moment, isn't he? He'd also been hoping for a shot at the WBC champion that Addy was mentioning earlier, Ashaki Foster. Neither of those came to fruition, but in comes the respectable, highly respectable Abraham Nova. 17 knockouts, only 3 defeats, and 2 of them very, very tight. There's experience between these two, and if Ford's on tip-top form, he really is a joy to watch. The mask gets sat down now. He's not shadowboxing anymore.
He didn't stop, did he? I thought I see him do the alley shuffle at one point, but yeah, Ford, very good fighter, as is Nova, but Ford's been desperate. He's been itching for this first round. He really has. He's almost at times looked frustrated during fight week. Just been eager to get this contest underway, and yes, it's a very good test, this good battle between 2 very good fighters. Quick hands there from Ford.
What have you seen, Barry, during fight week through the build-up to this one?
Well, Nova's played his part and Ford certainly hasn't. But, you know, ultimately, you know, you've got to try and sell yourself. But ultimately, it's what you do in the ring that matters. Just interestingly, look what's on the shorts. Tom and Jerry.
Favourite.
And there's reference, of course, of what
of course it is.
Turki Alakel was saying about he doesn't want those Tom and Jerry fights. He wants the fights where people come to have a go. And I think Ford recently has been more committed to his attacks, and I think he can come forward. We've seen it can be aggressive, and he can do it in a smart way.
That's what we saw with Shakur Stevenson, didn't we? A few weeks ago in New York. Exactly that. The excitement to go with the slick skills, the beautiful ring craft. And this one should gel very nicely. Nova looking for his 25th victory. 5 years older, but he's been unlucky, hasn't he, of late?
Yeah, he has. He's a very good fighter. I love the way he mixes it up to head and body. As the fight progresses, he doesn't do anything silly early, but he gets into a nice rhythm. Then he starts letting his hands go. He keeps those shoulders nice and relaxed, and that keeps his hands nice and quick. He's very ambitious as well. He understands how important a win is here this evening for his career to really get going again.
Nice there, nice and fast there from Ford. Just getting that foot on the outside to get that left hand through the middle. The feints are the secret for Ford here, because you've got a guy who's trying to slowly walk you down, but he's an aggressive counter puncher, is Nova. So those little feints, just trying to draw that jab out quick. Then you can take a little half step back and jump back into the combination.
And what he's doing so well is he's bringing the feet in forward. I've seen already, so that's allowing him to find the range with that left hand.
Yeah, excellent movement so far from Raymond Ford, although a right hand from Nova. Got some cries from the corner, the blue corner, but it's the extra speed really he's brought up from featherweight Raymond Ford, which is winning in this first round, but Nova digging in late on.
I'll tell you what, he landed a lovely right hand, then he followed it up with a nice jab, Nova.
Yeah, the jab, I think, started for me, because with Ford through his jab, throw it back to the chest, Nova threw that jab over the top.
Yeah. As you see, you know what I mean? Once you get him here, like, pump fake the fuck out of him, but you aim for his head, kind of going over him over there. Okay. You gotta aim for that body, baby. You gotta aim for that body. Good, you look good.
Mantén ese mismo trabajo. Cuando él te vaya a la cuerda, quiero el doble J y la recta duro por dentro, que él la esté esperando. O sea, pero tú la vas a romper la guardia. Él tiene miedo.
Yeah, you gotta do your best to get him to the corner of the ropes. Okay. Try not to compete in the center of the ring. He's kind of sharp there, and he got space.
Welcome back, Esports World Cup, and
faint the fuck out of him and then go down.
What a night ahead.
You're good. You're good.
Oh. World-class boxing at all divisions. The heavyweights stealing the show, but these super featherweights two of the best on the planet, Raymond Savage Ford in fight number 20. It's the 29th for Abraham Nova. Nova in the black and gold. Had a decent last 30 seconds of that first round, didn't he? And the corner was saying, you've got to get to Ford's body, slow the man from New Jersey down.
Yeah, and he is a very good body puncher. The left hand, he always finds a way to get it round the elbow. But that left hand's looking dangerous at Ford. He's picking it well, he's timing it well, bringing his feet in, as I say, and that's going to be so important. Barry's pointed out already, Nova, an aggressive counter puncher. He will look to take a little step or a little sort of slide out of range. That's good work from Ford on the back foot.
The speed in that, all of a sudden he went from nowhere to somewhere automatically. Nice three-punch combination. I noticed when Nova throws the right hand, he shortens it for some reason. You really got to turn from the hips and the shoulders. They're extended almost fully.
I think that's a worry about what might come back.
I think it is a little bit, but I mean, getting close, you know, you're inviting a shot to hit you first, aren't you, with the man of the speed of Raymond Ford.
That right hand again, looking for the left hook to the body, Nova, but he's got to be fast with those attacks.
Yeah, he's done it twice there, as Barry pointed out. He had Ford on the ropes, and he's really turned the hips into the shot. There was two right hands there, but he's getting closer.
But also with getting closer, walking closer, giving away that advantage of reach. He's allowing Ford the timing on the way in.
He's slightly taller, isn't he, than Ford? And I've seen in the past with Nova, he is open to an uppercut. You just see the elbows, look, they're quite wide. There's an opportunity there for Ford to find that left or right uppercut through the middle of that.
Just backed up on the ropes here, Raymond Ford. That's when Nova will want him. Hammer away to the body.
Doing a good job of just smothering the work there of Nova there, Ford.
Well, he's intelligent, good boxing brain, excellent amateur. Picked up by manager Brian Peters, who's part of the corner, and they've always had big plans for Raymond Ford, but Nick Ball was so good against him, wasn't he?
Just relentless, wasn't he? Lived up to his nickname there, Wrecking Ball. And I think you'll look at this Nova. Oh, there's a lovely left to the body there. Counter.
I was just about to say he was having a good little spell there, Nova, for a second. Then a lovely timed body shot there from, and a lovely left hand again from Ford.
He was having a good spell, Nova, but the quality, the crispness there of Raymond Ford with that left hand, the backhand from the southpaw stance was really very, very impressive.
He can double up with that left hand, I think, Raymond Ford. He has the speed and the accuracy to get it off twice.
Is that right from Nova? Competitive first couple of rounds. Goodness. Great weekend for MVP coming up. Puerto Rican heavyweight Jean-Paul Rivera taking on the KO artist Daniel Bailey. And the next night, Yanquiel Rivera tackles Venezuela's Angelino Cordova in a battle of unbeaten flyweights with the interim WBA title up for grabs. Next Saturday. Action coming thick and fast. And, well, a really interesting first 6 minutes of this.
It has been. Not much in it, but 2 rounds I've given to Ford. Quick hands, boxing nicely on the back foot, but I like the intent from Nova, starting to get closer, but as we've pointed out, myself and Barry, just start to commit to that right hand a little bit, but that was that lovely shot to the body of Nova.
Religious man, Abraham Nova, from Puerto Rico originally. Lived in New York for a long time now, back in the Dominican Republic. He's been around about 9 years, but look at that. Countering speed from Raymond Ford, who is switched on tonight.
The problem he has here, Nova, is he has to be aggressive. Of course, he has to try and walk Ford down, but also he's walking into a trap every time he does that. So what do you block with the gloves, Darren, and then sort of block and counter off that?
I think so, but the issue is he's just got an edge in speed, hasn't he, with his hands and his feet forward. So that makes it very difficult for Nova to really time the shots.
So double your jab.
Double your jab.
But then again, with against the southpaw, that's difficult to get that jab into play, consecutively.
Well, there was a shot that we used to throw, a combination we used to throw. There's a rat in the Tony Sims gym, and it was a jab, long left hook round the southpaws, lead out, then throw the right hand.
Again, they beckon encouragement in this corner. Right by us, the Supernova team at the left. That wand of Raymond Ford working well.
Yeah, it's just a case of one of the fighters really getting in a rhythm. He's relaxed. The feet are very, very sharp. I know that the hands are blistering quick, but to the naked eye, the footwork of Ford is very impressive. It's good, it's quick. Oh, good work though from Nova there. Right hand, followed up with a left hook.
Yep, finding some gaps. Nova, it's not all Ford here, and look at this as he rattles a combination and right smile through the gum shield. Some were blocked, that left hook to the body wasn't, and this is a decent spell here for the man from the Dominican Republic.
But he's punching a little bit longer now. I think that's helping him, especially when he throws like a good shot. Rather than getting those feet too close and allowing Ford to either take a step back or fire back, he's punching from a longer distance.
And Barry, he's listened to his corner, and they were asking for body shots, and he's finding them, and a little less from Raymond Ford.
They'll come over the top of that left hook to there. Nova, when he lets that right, if he lands with the right hand, you've got to follow through with that left hook.
Intelligent footwork as well from Nova. He's getting backed into the red corner. Look at him now. He just pivoted round, centre ring, landed a nice right to the body. Good rally back.
Just saying something to him in there, Raymond Ford. Can't do too much of the chit-chat, but it's been Nova's best round of the fight so far. And he'll be getting some real confidence now that he can find the gaps in the defence of Ford.
Ford's making him work hard, though, you have to say that. They're walking him down for confidence here, Raymond Ford.
Yeah, but done more, hasn't he, here, Nova? Hey!
Let's walk him down there, but let's work. I don't want you standing there just catching and not shooting. We got work. It's 2-1. He got that round. All right, that's cool. We ain't giving away no rounds. Let's work. You gotta be first. If you're gonna be catching, just shoot. Go with this, man. Take that deep breath. Let's work.
Yeah, Taras Stevenson just asking him for more, Raymond Ford. He didn't have a round off, but certainly Nova came on strong last 2 minutes of that one.
He started the round really well, Ford. Really, really well. You felt like he got into a rhythm and was landing shots comfortably. There he is. Not shaping up anymore, but
he's relaxing.
Maybe a little concerned, Adam.
Damascus. I don't know, the team just coming up, seeing how we're scoring it. Probably fought the first couple, but they were close, and Nova certainly better in the third round. But this is a high-class affair between these two super featherweights. Remember the orange of Raymond Ford, the 26-year-old from Camden in New Jersey. He's had a couple of wins since the Nick Ball defeat over Orlando Gonzalez and Thomas Matisse. This would be a really good scalp, though, and he's ranked number 9 by the Ring magazine.
Yeah, when he commits to an attack forward, when he lets his hands go, with the authority, it's really enjoyable to watch. Snapping every punch.
Yeah, and that pressure. It's not high and intense, but it's constant. He's just constantly creeping forward on that front foot.
I think he's up the gear here. And the right uppercut from Raymond Ford. It's almost as though he wants to fight at his pace, and he's got so much quality. It's when he turns the tap on, but he's got to be careful with Nova.
That's the shot, that uppercut. I really do believe it's there for Ford.
Lovely work again there from Ford. A nice high guard there. Nova, he found the gap around the back of it. Therefore, with that right hook.
Well, he's been told off for pushing there by Mikael Hook, the very experienced Swedish referee, but I like what Ford's doing here.
For Nova, when Ford looks to push you off with that lead hand, sort of to find the distance, the range, you've got to fire off that. There, throw a shot off that.
Again, targets the body, but good foot movement from Ford. And in patches, he's beautiful to watch, isn't he, the southpaw? It's whether he can sustain it, I guess, at the very highest world title level. He's won at featherweight, but the super featherweight division is congested and difficult. And will he carry the power up?
I think he's shown he got plenty of strength at this weight, and he got that speed and snapping the shots to earn anyone's respect. It's good for both guys. Nova's trying to walk him down. No methodical approach. He's trying to work away. The accuracy and maybe the weight in the shots is not as good as Ford's, but he's busy.
Two good uppercuts from Nova.
Yep, came back there. Back end of the 4th round, and good fight this is turning into. Ford trying to come back with uppercuts of his own. Back to the ropes once more. Both of these two will be feeling they're winning this.
Yeah, but it's just more eye-catching stuff, isn't it, from Ray Ford? Just see on the ropes there, the uppercut, the change of the angle of the shot. It hits the head back, and everybody sees that.
Just that extra little tad of class, maybe, from Ford, who digs in one to the body at the end of the 4th round. Meanwhile, Devsani has Sam Goodman.
Well, Sam Goodman, moments away from the world title shot. You've worked for your whole career. What are the emotions right now?
Look, my mind's just all about the job at hand, worrying about myself and what I've got to do to execute the game plan, that's all.
Flying the flag, of course, for Australia as well. How much does that mean?
Fills me with a lot of pride to be representing my country on such a massive stage, and I love my country, and I look forward to put my best foot forward and bringing another belt back home.
Best of luck.
Thanks, mate.
Well, a bit like Abraham Nova, he's had a really unlucky time, Sam Goodman. This guy has had real momentum. One of Frank Warren's favourites, I think one of His Excellency's favourites, and one of ours, Nick Ball, the only male world champion from the UK at the moment, here to defend his featherweight belt. Really exciting. Don't miss that coming up a little bit later on, but business up in the super featherweight division to sort out first. The classy Raymond Ford looking for his 3rd win on the spin since that defeat to Nick Ball. And Abraham Nova, who's only won one of his last 4. He's had a couple of defeats and a draw. Taking this chance at pretty short notice, and well, he's in with a chance here.
Yeah, definitely. I think he just needs to up the tempo, be a bit busier. We've seen him when he backs forward onto the ropes. He does have success. He landed a couple of good uppercuts in the previous round. But it's this, he starts the round on the back foot and allows his blood to the nose, or the eye of Nova.
Yep, he's definitely wounded there, and a right to the body from Raymond Ford, who just ups the ante again with a lovely combination. The right eye looks cut to me of Abraham Nova. Didn't need that. And it's these skills that are just scything him open a bit. Ray Ford possesses terrific ammunition, doesn't he?
Absolutely. I think it was a lovely left hand on the middle there from Ford that maybe opened that cut there. I think it's on the right eye of Abraham Nova. Again, he's just a little bit, just a little bit behind with the speed, and that's the difference here.
It's fine margins. He tackles and targets the body again. He's a hard man, Nova. Only 3 defeats in the 9-year professional career, but Ray Ford is really ambitious. Mid-20s, wants more world titles, and he's putting on a display tonight.
Yeah, he is. He's 1st and 3rd. He's quick, defensively sound with the feet, just gliding in and out of range. Pressure when he's on the front foot has been good. Made Nova work. I just like to see Nova. Easier said than done saying this, but just be a bit busier. Bring your feet in, go again. Try and unsettle the younger man. Rough him up a little bit. Make things uncomfortable for him.
I think Nova, he's not tired, not really feeling the pace yet, but just sees his hands have fallen a little bit lower, the elbows have come out a little bit wider. And that's usually a sign of a guy who's just starting to tire ever so slowly. And I think it's the concentration, because Ford's always in front of you. You know he has that speed to make you pay for making a mistake. And you have to think so much, it just tires you out a little bit.
That's a really good spot, Barry. I think that he was winded as well a couple of times, Nova. Just breathing heavier. There's a bruise underneath the cut right eye as well. And these single shots are not enough, because there's a rhythm now for Ford.
There is, and although he's not getting full purchase on the shot, he's finding the range a lot easier now, isn't he? The target of Nova.
Still dangerous, though, with the right hand late on, back end of these 3 minutes. He just wakes up, Abraham Nova. but he's not winning enough of these rounds. Well, there they are, best of friends these days. I think I've spent 15 years working with Frank, 10 years with Eddie. They didn't like each other much then, but I promise you they do now. This is Eddie's guy in the ring, Ray Ford. Frank, of course, has many. Nick Ball, and both Moses Itauma and Dillian Whyte, and almost every heavyweight apart from Usyk and AJ.
He's not got a bad stable, has he? Well, I mean, we just seen the cut there. Yeah, the left hand right through that guard. And I've yet to see where the actual cut is. It looked as if it was inside. You can see blood on the nose. Terrible position to have a cut, Barry.
Yeah, it really is, because you can't, you know, as long as it's bleeding, it's going to go only one place, and that's into the eye, and that's going to be a problem. And certainly something the referee's going to have to keep an eye on.
Coming off a win over German Ivan Miraz is Abraham Nova, but hasn't had an eye-catching one since the summer of 23 when he beat Jonathan Romero. That was a really good win. Got stopped by Robesai Ramirez, great fighter back in 2022. Hasn't quite made the most of the opportunities. Just got to grab one here, Abraham Nova. He's had the chance with Anthony Kakache pulling out. He's just got to do more in the second half of this and somehow slow down Ford, because otherwise Ford's going to walk away with this.
But they are talented fighters you've been up against. You know, he's boxed some really, really high-quality opposition, so you know, the losses are not as bad as they may look at first sight. But yeah, but at some point, if you can't get over the line, you become labelled as a, not a journeyman, but a test for people looking to go up.
Yeah, gatekeeper.
Yep, that world title challenge to Shaki Foster, very close. Andres Cortez as well. These going the distance. Right hand from Nova. There is the quality, but he just needs to put it together, doesn't he?
Exactly that. Look, he just upped the tempo there. And he landed 3 shots, but back comes Ford. Really good combination, head and body, changing the levels well. Keeping Nova thinking.
He finds time for it as well. He's in front of you, but see there, he threw 3 body shots and there's no response. And there's weight on the shots, but not shots that are crippling you, but he still somehow finds time to let that 3 punches go with nothing coming back.
Body shot partially blocked, that time goes again. Nova, more of that needed.
I've been impressed with the work to the body from Nova in previous fights. We've not seen enough of it here, and I think that's been the speed of foot of Ford. Stop that from happening.
Speed of foot, and also quite a difficult target, isn't he, to hit there, Raymond Ford.
Good movement from Ford. Slide into his right-hand side.
But not loads, was it? It wasn't the defensive, it was just enough to move the fire back.
He's only 5'7", but his balance is really good. Pivots well, doesn't he? Ray Ford.
Only 5'7".
That was over Barry.
Nova not quite using his height and reach advantage to effect. Walks into a big left hand, and that was probably the heaviest shot of the fight. Goes to the body as well. Ray Ford.
He's got to come up through the middle though, Ford. There it is.
He was shaken there, and the legs still not quite sturdy. 15 seconds of the 6th round.
They don't look good, do they, the legs? These shots that are catching Nova high on the head, they really seem to unsettle.
He's doing the right thing on Nova, smothering the work, trying to work away, trying to just stop the onslaught there from Ford.
Just a jerky walk back to the corner, though, for Abraham Nova. This is when he was taken out by Robesai Ramirez around about this time of the fight. They've got work to do in that corner.
Cuando te sientes cansado, no te puedes ir al juego con él, ¿oíste? Al intercambio.
Your tight gotta stay, your D gotta stay 10 minutes out. Respira, hombre. Kind of coming back, just a little wide. All right? He's tired too. Huh? He's tired too. He's tired.
Yeah, but respira.
But you can't let him get to you before he gets to.
Grab my chest with the towel.
Huh?
Grab my chest with the towel.
Right, sir.
Mark DeLuca in there, translator, a lot of noise, but not going to help him. That was a peach of a left hand from the fists of Raymond Ford.
Yeah, starting to get a little tough in there now for Nova. You just feel a change of pace. It could be real signs of danger for Nova. Can Ford do that?
Raymond Ford in orange, and very much the aggressor now. Yeah, he knew he hurt him quite badly in that 6th round, and I think he wants a stoppage. He's smelling blood, already cut. Is Abraham Nova.
I think he hit him on the temple. I think he got his legs a little bit wobbly. I don't think that Nova was in massive danger, though, to be honest, but I do think Ford has the bit between his teeth now, and I just think it's going to be the angle and variety of the shot that's going to really open up Nova.
And volume, I think, you know, put them together, freezing Ford, go again. We've already seen the good footwork of Ford, so he can create openings by moving his feet and shooting them through the middle.
Nova's responding well, I tell you what, he was talking to Ford in there. He maybe fancies a bit of a tear up here. Only 8 knockouts on the Ford slate. And remember them down at featherweight, so they might just think, look, okay, come on then. I'll have it with you.
Again, talking to Ford non-stop now, but good work from Ford. 2 shots, finished with the right to the body, little step to the right. Get backed up, though, again to the ropes, allowing Nova.
But Nova's not making it tell as he
No, he's not.
And you back him onto the ropes, you've got to just try and get a little bit of a slight down, different angles, and just get your punches off and make Ford look for you. At the minute, he's pushing Ford back, but Ford's using the ropes then to get a bit of leverage for that uppercut through the middle.
Yeah, the angles are all coming from Ray Ford, aren't they? Covering up when he needs to, expending energy. Abraham Nova.
And Adam, it's difficult to smother someone else's work, but you still work as well. You've got to get that balance right. So use that forehand to push him back, create the space for you to work, then put your shoulder right in the centre of his chest.
He's a clever fighter, Ray Ford. Yeah, just looks at his corner there, Nova. Put it all into the beginning of this 7th. Without that much success. It's a great effort, but you can just see the higher quality.
Yeah, like you say, it was a great effort. That little barrage there and trying to lean on Ford. But I don't think Ford will mind it. I think he knows that it's taken a lot out of Nova. It will allow him to find the openings when he gets to work.
Well, Ford, I think what Ford does quite well against the ropes, he doesn't resist. He doesn't try to push you back and waste energy. He covers up, he turns that shoulder in, and then he looks to use the ropes for leverage to fire back. That's a good shot. That's good too there from Ford. But you would always tell your fighter not to fight off the ropes. He just gives the impression, you know, from a different angle for the judge that you are in a little bit of a distress, possibly.
Got 3 judges. How they'll be seeing things. Nova's been very competitive, thrown a lot of punches. But for me, Ray Ford has just got the answer time and again. The movement and the countering shots. Let's get back to Deb, who's got Nick Ball with him.
Well, Nick Ball back in Riyadh, defending your world title this time. How are you feeling this close to the fight?
Feeling good, yeah, as always. It's always good to be back defending my belt in Riyadh, yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a special night.
What's going to give you the edge tonight over Sam Goodman?
A lot of things, really, yeah. I've just got to be the best version of myself, and that's enough, so, yeah.
How much do you love fighting here? I know Liverpool's the city that made you, but this is where your dreams came true.
Yeah, that's the one, innit? This is where I won the belt, so, again, it's always good to come back here and defend it.
Best of luck.
Nice one, Dev.
He loves fighting here, he loves fighting in Liverpool, and he loved the Liverpool result last night, 4-2.
Knew you was going to bring that
Of
up.
course.
I knew you was bringing that up.
We've got to get Nick Ball to Anfield, haven't we? Maybe next spring, summer. Big Red fan. And he'll be looking to defend his featherweight crown and take it back to Merseyside. But Sam Goodman, a really tough challenger, undefeated, and has been waiting so patiently for the opportunity. So is Abraham Nova. He stepped in. He's given it a real go here against Raymond Ford. He's never had it comfortable, Ford. He's always had to work, but when he's worked, Barry, he's been sweet on the eye.
Yeah, and it's the sort of fight you expected, really, wasn't it? No, a solid effort, but always just maybe a little bit, second on most things. But listen, if he can just tire Ford out, even get a solid shot on Ford's chin, maybe, again, like you said, work that body, get the uppercut through the middle when he just push him on the ropes. Just try and slow Ford down a little bit enough to get some consistency.
And it's a good response. I like this from Nova. He's not landing much of Nova, but he's still showing intent. He's on the front foot. I will say there's lots of openings to the body of Nova. He's got the hands high, but lots to the body for Ford to focus on.
He's got a 60% KO ratio as well, Abraham Nova. 17 knockouts. Might be creeping towards needing another one here if he's going to turn this around. Excellent amateur. He's been a very tough professional. Will he just fall short of becoming a world champion like Ford already has? How do we like Ford at super feather?
Yeah, I've enjoyed him. His last 2 fights, he's walked the fight down to a little bit of strength, I think. Maybe that added weight has made him feel more comfortable. And Nova is a big super feather. There's no bones about that. So, this is not a guy who's going to be able to walk down easily. I think he's coped with the pressure quite well here.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely the right change, but this is good work again. Really now starting to commit to the shots, Nova. That's what he needs.
Yeah, lovely right hand. And again, in the last minute of each round, he puts a big effort in, trying to catch the eye of the judges. Again, Ford with the quality off the back foot. Look at that movement.
He just dips his legs as well, so when he throws, he's not from the same height as when he starts. He sort of dips it when he throws. He's just a little bit lower.
Yeah, and Nova done the right thing there. He just took a step to his right to stop him getting trapped in the neutral corner.
Those orange boots just glide well, don't they, over the canvas. Thinking fighter. Right hand from Nova again. Trying to close sessions strongly. But how much true quality has come from Abraham Nova? That's better with a right hand. He certainly, in spurts, he's really giving it everything, which is fabulous to see. Got to take these opportunities, grasp them.
That's what we got to do.
Absolutely.
Right? Talk shit to him.
He's having a real go, he really is. He saves a little bit, doesn't he, for the last 10 seconds, Nova.
You gotta fight this boy. He's breaking, bro. You don't want nothing.
Really got to push on, finish this contest.
You got to stay on it, Abraham.
Strongly.
High defense.
And that wasn't a bad round for him either, I don't think.
Just keep stepping
the most competitive round he's had for the last couple. Good shot there for Nova, and a better left hook as well, just committing to the attacks. And I think that's been the difference. Quite often, he's been throwing his punches, waiting for Ford to fire back, so not committing with them. He's just almost like the arm punches rather than really committing. And I think more belief but not worry what's coming back. We'll throw a bit more of
A bit of the snap of the shots of Ford has left his work. A couple of rounds to go, so that's understandable.
6.5 years as a pro, Raymond Ford looking for victory number 18. He's got to be way ahead, hasn't he, Darren?
Yeah, I mean, the early rounds he looked very good, didn't he? He's still boxing nicely. It's just the late rally, if you like, from Nova, really trying to get something from this fight, trying to bag or bank a few rounds, some of these late rounds. But he's got to be intelligent with his work still. He can't get greedy, he can't get sloppy, he can't just put his shots out there just for the sake of it, because he will get countered.
But also coming in for Anthony Cacace, wanting to put on something to remember so that he'll be invited back again.
Yeah, everything's, you're in the shop window all the time, though, aren't you, for the next fight? And even in defeat, if you put up a good display, then you're wanted back. But ultimately, everything's about winning, isn't it? And this is not really, but it feels like an eliminator for some sort of world title. And a dominant win here by Ford, which it sort of on paper has been. I think it's the fight we thought it'd be. That it might be wide, but he's never been really comfortable, Ford. Though I think he has in stages, but Noah certainly made him work.
In the top 10, Ray Ford already of the junior lightweight, super featherweights. How would he do against an Oshaki Foster or obviously our own Anthony Cacace?
That was lovely, crisp 1-2. Little step to the right, he threw the shot. More of a glancing blow, but that was quick. Nice left again on the back foot, good counter shot. Again, this is when Nova's got to tidy up a little bit.
See, I think that left hand of Ford, it looked like a glancing blow. I think it chopped down. But I think it hit the protector after it went followed through.
How would he have fared if Cacace was in the ring tonight?
Different fighter altogether. I mean, really commits to the shots, but it's one I hope we see. You know, it's a brilliant contest, that. It really is.
I think the speed of Ford's always going to cause everyone problems,
Yeah.
I think. And the older the fighter, the more problems it will cause you. That's the truth of it.
For Kakachi very much having an Indian summer. Wow.
Incredible form.
What form he's on.
He's the UK's Kiko Martinez.
Yeah, he certainly is. That big win over Lee Wood. We saw Lee last night. He's looking for a comeback fight in the autumn. I think he wants Josh Warrington. That'd be worth seeing again, wouldn't it?
Yes. He slowed it down, sorry, Dan. He slowed it down here, Ford. Done really well, just slowed it down, just take away any sort of momentum he had here Nova from the last round.
And
really clever.
he's kind of using the forward motion against him, just landing the odd shot on the back foot, moving.
Great feat again from Ray Ford there. Back end of the 9th round. He's gliding his way home now.
Hey!
Yeah, it's become quite frustrating for Abraham Nova. Not through lack of any effort. He's put huge amounts in, rather like the mascot around. Top flight Italian football has a new home as the mascot's dancing away. I think you can see him just in front of the promo on your screens. Next weekend, Serie A available to all subscribers in the UK. I think he's brilliant, that mascot. Absolutely fantastic. I'd have Abraham Nova back for his performance, his grit, and look at these moves. As good as you on the dance floor, Darren Parker.
Wow, I preferred your moves under the suit, Adam. He's enjoying himself. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a boxer on there, because when he lets his hands go, he's not bad fire.
It wouldn't fit you, because your head's bigger than that.
I don't know if you were looking at me or Barry, Adam then.
Both, actually.
He sat back down, but these two haven't. And they've given us a good fight at super featherweight. Raymond Ford largely in control, but Abraham Nova very much playing his part in those black and gold trunks. Remember, he was cut, a little bit shaken as well at times, but he's thrown a lot of right hands, some body shots too. Just has been a slight notch behind Ray Ford in terms of movement and maybe boxing IQ.
Yeah, and I think he's been a bit more compact with the work. He's got to the target quicker than Nova, you know, from keeping him short and sharp, really crisp. But you can't fault the intent, the desire from Nova. He's just been second best.
And he's aware, Nova, isn't he, that if he doesn't get a shot, lovely right hook there from Ford. There's the feet tangling up, but I think he's well aware of Nova as well. That's why he's been a bit slow the last couple of rounds, that if he makes a mistake, the speed of Ford will make him pay.
Antonio Tarver's just taking his seat at ringside. Lawrence Okoli just behind him. Joe Park is here as well. Great to see so many fighters past and present as Abraham Nova winds himself up for one last go.
Telegraphing that right hand.
He's got real grit, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's said all the right things during the week, and he's tried his absolute best to back it up, hasn't he? Not for a thought of trying, he's just, like I say, been second best, and the work on the back foot, the speed's been so good from Ford.
I tell you what, the way he's got that right hand cocked right behind him, if he throws that, he's going to be in trouble. I mean, anyone could see it.
There's one to the body that does get in, but Ford's defence has been really good tonight. Boxed well, he's concentrated. At times he's switched off in one or two performances. That tight loss to Nick Ball and the draw on his record earlier in his career too, but he's been on it tonight, Ford.
That was good work though, Adam, from Nova. He sort of fell over the front foot, did Ford, and landed a nice uppercut.
Well, he's done it, hasn't he?
Yeah, just in
patches.
Good right hand there from Nova. Also, Ford's got to be clever here now. He's, the fight's in the bag.
That's good work, this from Nova. Tries the uppercut as well. Revving things up here. Nova, it's really, really good to watch. 40 seconds left in the fight.
And I'll tell you what, though, this is what's made us fall in love with Ford as well. He has this fire, this desire to get stuck in when he doesn't really need to. He can stick to the basics, the fundamentals. He can get the job done easy.
It's the Tom and Jerry reference that you made in the first round.
I think it's been quite Tom and Jerry for most of the fight. He won't be happy to hear that, but I think he has. But also lovely right hook. But I think the class, some of the class in Ford's work has been an absolute fantastic to watch. And the effort from Nova has been, you know, pretty cool.
That's been excellent, the effort from Abraham Nova. Still wants it. I think he could have done with another couple of rounds, but cut and defeated, surely, Abraham Nova, as Raymond Ford just wanders back to that red corner. It will go to the judges. Be interesting to see how much they've given to Abraham Nova, who put in a good shift over those 30 minutes, coming in at fairly short notice for the tilt at Ray Ford, who had to readjust from the Anthony Kakache fight. And I think that's the fight we want to see next, isn't it?
I hope so. I hope we see that. It needs to happen. But this man, really happy with his effort. He said he was going to do it, and he did. He brought the action, the pace to Ford in patches. You know, he's won a few rounds, I think, but this man generally boxed very well, smart on the back foot. When he puts his hands together, Barry, he's a class act.
Raymond Ford's only defeat was to Nick Ball, our world featherweight champion, and make sure you stay with us tonight. It's the co-main event to Whyte and Itauma, and it's a cracker. Battle of the undefeated fighters. Ball putting his WBA featherweight crown on the line against Australia's Sam Goodman. Go to DAZN.com/boxing for all the details on how to watch. Stay with us. Put a good shift in, Abraham Nova. We'll be delighted to see him back, but cool and calm, this man, Ray Ford. I always feel there's more to Ford. I love watching him when he's boxing so well.
He's the sort of fighter you've got to force it out there. Even though he's more aggressive, I think he likes to come forward, but you've got to force those wars out of him. But he's so technically good that he doesn't need to. Him and Sugar Nunes is the fight, in my opinion. The new IBF champion. I think that's a brilliant fight. An absolute walk. He got touched. He went over to Japan to win the title recently. He's not afraid to let his hands go, and he won't be scared of Ford's speed either. He'll throw with Ford.
Can you make it?
You'd be surprised what I can do. The magic they have it. To be honest, it's a fight. And also, Eddie Hearn's over there, and he looks after both.
All smiles between the two. Excellent respect. And both fighters performing under the lights, just the extra class. And agility and ability with Raymond Ford, who should win this fairly comfortably. Brian Peters, top manager, who guides Katie Taylor and many others. Does such a good job for his fighters. And he's been with Ray Ford from the start of his pro career. And I think there's another world title in Ray Ford, only 26. Let's get the decision on this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Enrico Licini scores it 96-94, and both judges, Michel Maxiuta and Marco Moscadelli, are in agreement. They both scored the same, 97-93, all for your winner by unanimous decision. Raymond Savage Ford!
By 4 on 2 of the cards and a surprisingly tight 2 on the other. No doubt who won it, Abraham Nova knows it. And he gives his congratulations to Raymond Ford, the former world featherweight champion, now campaigning at super feather. And I want to see him mix it with Anthony Kakache and others. His aim will be to become a 2-weight champion. And at 26, he's got the time, he's got the team, and he's got the class to do it.
Good win there for Raymond Ford. Maybe on paper his best win as a super featherweight. You can see his team there. Brian Beaters, his manager, he'll be knocking on the door of Brian Beaters' office and saying, get me that world title shot. He wants O'Shaki Foster. I heard Barry Jones say potentially Edward Nunes as well. Sugar Nunes, who's now with Matchroom, so that's an easy in-house fight to make. But a very, very good win for Raymond Ford, who'll be looking to become a 2-weight world champion. Heavyweight action next, and it is a battle of the big boys as well. That man on your screen, David Adelaide, now trained by Adam Booth. He'll be looking to gate crash the heavyweight division, and it is a step up as he takes on Filip Hrgovic, a man that's coming off a really good win against Joe Joyce on late notice. Now trained by that man there, Abel Sanchez. And it is going to be, I think, a shootout here in the very early rounds. Hrgovic versus Adelaide coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
Who's Hrgovic? He's ranked highly, you know, for a reason, I suppose. Yeah, Hrgovic is the boogeyman, but I couldn't tell you what for.
I don't think he's elite level, world level, but he's a good fighter.
Yeah, it's a good matchup. I mean, I don't really see the risk in it, but there's a good reward. Once I've proved myself against him, then obviously I'll show everyone else that I'm amongst them boys at the top of the tree.
We don't know what Usyk will do. He holds all the belts after this win. One more win and I should be there, you know.
It's not going to be an easy task. Like, I have to be realistic with that. I'm not going to go come in there saying I'm going to do da-da-da-da-da and whatnot. It's not going to be an easy task. He's a good fighter.
He said that he believes he has the power to knock out a horse. What do you say to that?
I'm more strong than horse.